My stomach just told me, oh my gosh, feed me. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. American Abroad here, talking to you today about the 2022 BMW GSA Rallye Edition. Let's get after it. He's riding mine for a little bit. We just got like 10 minutes of riding. I'm gonna ride his GSA Rallye. Oh my gosh, this suspension's so high. GSA, sorry, GSA. I've ridden lots of these before, but really fun bikes. Let's check this out. Today we are talking specifically ergonomics, really just talking about how the bike feels and how it rides compared to my 2019 slimmer edition, the GS version, not the GSA. Of course, these are different years. There are a few things that have changed, but I'm just talking really about how it rides. I don't want to get too much into all the other farkles on the bike and what it comes with, but really just talking about how does it feel? What's the difference? Because there are some key differences. So let's check it out. He's got the Puig windscreen, which is actually like in its highest setting right now, and it's kind of right in my sight line. So we did a little over 750 miles, around 1,200 kilometers, and we ended up doing more than that, but that was just preliminary, kind of what we looked at. And so had a lot of ride time, and found out that I absolutely love my bike, okay? My bike is incredible, really love that thing. But I got a chance for a few minutes, about a half hour we rode, and I rode my buddy's GSA, and he rode my 2019 BMW R1250GS, the 2019 version, which is just the GS. It's not a GSA, and it's not a Rallye. So I'm not totally sure, but I think they did this in 2021 on that bike, but they've done it again clearly on this one because the rake, they've changed the rake, they've brought it in just slightly, and I think that's because they want it to dive, like turn a little bit more by itself, and I really didn't like that. On my bike, you know, you've got, when you're turning, it just kind of goes where you want it to go. Like right where you place it is where it goes, and it holds there. I love that about the GS. I love the steering on the GS. And on this Rallye edition, you know, because that rake has come in just a little bit and the tires just a little bit more under the bike, you can really feel that the bike wants to kind of dive into the corners, and I feel like I need to counter steer just a bit. And maybe that's just me, maybe that's just my reflex because I don't ride this bike often, but it really bothered me. I didn't like that feeling. I want the bike to be right where I want it to be, and then I can move it if I want, but I don't want it to dive itself. You know, that's something I didn't like about the Super Tenere 1200 as well. It just kind of dives itself into the corners. And yeah, you get used to it over time, but it was something I really didn't like about the ergonomics of this thing. That's the thing about these GSAs, is they're just beautiful bikes, and even though they're big, they just really feel light once you're moving. You know, I mean, this is basically the same setup as mine. Bars are the same. Everything's the same, engine's the same, just got a bigger gas tank. And of course he's got different suspension because it's the Rallye. And of course he's got a few different ride modes. I don't have the Pro modes, but he does. Man, this thing cruises so well. I mean, it's the same as my bike, but you can definitely tell you've got more protection with the tank. You know, you don't feel as much wind or anything. It's a beautiful bike. I mean, if you want that extra distance, of course that's the thing about the GSA, is if you want that extra distance, you know, that's cool and everything. Oh, look at my bike with that yellow light, kind of cool. The extra distance is cool and everything, but the problem is nobody else in our group has a GSA, so he's got to stop just the same time all of us do. So, you know, he's got to stop and fill up just as much as we do anyways. If you had a group of GSAs, it'd be really nice. I imagine you could just go forever, but even still, I don't want to go, I don't know what, 600 kilometers is what this tank gives you, and I don't want to go that far without stopping. Like I've ridden another GSA that was a low suspension setting. It wasn't the Rallye, it was just GSA, and beautiful bike. Got that olive green color, which was really nice. And yeah, it had the low suspension setting, and even as a taller guy, I liked it. It was kind of a nice feel to be low down like that. Of course, now I prefer the taller suspension. Yeah, so if you're looking at suspensions, I mean, the taller suspensions are way easier to sell if you do ever want to upgrade, which we kind of all do want to upgrade at some point. So yes, the taller suspensions are much easier to sell in this case. All right, so at the end of the day, basically what we both decided, we both got off our bikes, he off my bike and me off his, and we were like, give me back my bike. Like, I love my motorcycle. So at the end of the day, we both came to the conclusion that we love our own bikes much more than the other. So of course I'm partial, he's partial, because we own these bikes, right? But I will say that I do appreciate the steering much more in the GS 2019 model. And yeah, he loves the bigger suspension. He's a much taller guy. You know, he's about 6'5", 6'6", so he's very tall, and you know, he's got a little bit more weight with that reach as well. So he prefers to have a much bigger suspension and much taller suspension, and that a little bit stiffness, I guess, that you get from that rally suspension. So he really loves his bike. I prefer my bike. So if you're in the market for one of these bikes, go ride one, go test it out, see which one you actually prefer. If you know somebody with a bike, I know if you're in the States, you can use Twisted Road or Twisted Route, whatever one it is, and you can rent a bike. You know, go rent one of these bikes, take it on a couple-day trip, because driving a bike around on the highway or off of a dealer lot is just not the same. You know, really take that bike out, do a couple-day trip on it, because then you can really tell the things you love and things you don't love about a bike. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've got some more videos coming out next week about our trip that we just did up to the north, up through Spain. So stay tuned for that. Excited to release that footage. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to stay tuned for more information, and turn on the notifications so you get all the latest updates on the new videos that are coming out. Check you guys later. Ride safe, and we'll see you on the pavement.